Welcome to What's the Huge Deal Sports Podcast. My name is Hunter Brownsy, and alongside me, as always, is Parker Francis and Johnny Lennox as we break down Week 12 of the NFL and discuss the Packers quarterback situation and Mike White's start over Zach Wilson. But before we do, how are you both doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. It was a great Thanksgiving break for me. How about you guys?
I'm doing all right. Very happy to see my favorite player in the NFL get some playing time on Sunday night.
I was
Why
very,
not?
just very happy to go back to work today.
Yeah,
Me
I'm
as
sure.
well. It was fun.
I also went to go get a quote to get my oil change done on my truck, and with the air filter, oil filter, fuel filter, and 3 gallons of oil, it'll just the oil and the parts will cost me over $400.
Jesus. Hey, you're the one that got the big ass truck though, so
Yeah, that's your fault.
They said
kind of is.
apparently you can run 70,000 miles on the oil change though. So
On one oil change.
yes,
Jesus.
apparently I went
I
with the
gotta
best.
change mine every like 10,000 miles. I gotta get a new one.
I'll probably do like 25,000, not even come anywhere close and push it, and it'll take me forever to reach 25,000 anyways. So
Yeah. Well, how was your guys' Thanksgiving? I kind of have that in the plan. Talk about Thanksgiving a little bit.
it was pretty good. My family's definitely interesting when they're all grouped up
Yeah.
together, and so
I would say you definitely have the most interesting family out of us three.
yeah, it was a lot of inappropriate talk, and
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. Not at
yeah,
all.
I
yeah.
had a great Thanksgiving. My initial Thanksgiving was at my dad's house for the first time ever. He was hosting Thanksgiving and he bought a ping pong table. So I helped him put up the ping
Ooh.
pong table for like
Cool.
2.5 hours. It's fun to play, but putting up a ping pong table is a lot of steps, and I didn't like that, but it's up and that's good. And then I went to St. Louis with my dad's side of the family, and that was obviously a great time. So I had a pretty good week, not gonna lie.
I only had one Thanksgiving. Thankfully, I didn't have to go to multiple. I was kind of disappointed. I didn't feel that the turkey was very good this year, which is my
I would
favorite
agree.
thing. Fish.
I just hate turkey.
Turkey's
It's so
not good.
dry
Ham's
all the
definitely
time.
I love-
better,
hate
but
ham
I
is so
love
superior.
turkey.
I agree.
I love turkey, but this year it just wasn't. It wasn't the same.
I think my dad actually brought this up to me that he might buy a smoker and next Thanksgiving we might make brisket for Thanksgiving, and that would be awesome because I hate turkey. I think it's the
That would
most
be
dry.
cool.
It is the absolute driest food I think I could possibly eat, and yeah. So if we're switching, I wish we would go to like a big old Thanksgiving chicken or something. That'd be
The
that'd be
Ooh,
way
turducken.
better.
I love
The
me some
turducken.
chicken.
That's what I was saying. I just I don't know. I get people that want it like one time a year. Like my dad says he doesn't love turkey, but like having a one time a year is okay. But like I just don't know why turkeys are the glorified Thanksgiving food. Like I honestly don't like it at all. I'd much rather have ham.
Maybe you guys should go into the turducken.
No, I would rather not go into. I mean, they've talked about it enough on freaking Sunday Night Football. I mean, fucking
They
a,
have.
dude. That whole Thanksgiving broadcast, I feel like they at least brought up John Madden and his damn turducken at least 4 or 5 times every game. It was ridiculous.
Yes.
But I think we do need to hop up into the most talked about player on this podcast. I think probably by far at this point. He played. Jordan Love
Oh
played
yes, he
in the
did.
Sunday Night Football game, and I will give him his props. He played a pretty good game. He seemed accurate. He was throwing on the run. He seemed like he had really great arm talent. But Parker was in our group chat talking some shit and taking a victory lap. I think a little bit too early, considering he played his first quarter all season. But I will give him his props. I think he played a really, really good game. I think it's a great step in the right direction. And if they do decide to start him against the Bears, I would feel confident that the Packers could win that game for sure. Especially if Justin Fields is out, which it looks like he might be.
Jordan Love will not play this week. It is confirmed on the Pat McAfee show as of this morning. Rodgers said he will be starting. But that's
I didn't see
Rodgers.
that.
But they dick ride Rodgers. Basically, whatever he says goes. Which not saying is a bad
Well,
thing, but
they did pay him all that money. I mean,
yeah, at that
if
point you
he's
kind of
ready
have
to
to.
go,
That's right.
I
Wessel.
kind of agree. I think Booger McFarland is a little bit of an idiot, but what he said yesterday on the Monday night broadcast, he was like, "Look, everybody's saying that Jordan Love's going to get to start over. Rodgers is dumb. Like they paid Rodgers the money. He's the goat of Green Bay. If he wants to play, he's going to play." And I agree. That's probably what's going to be happening the rest of the year. But
That is what's going to happen.
Sadly,
Yeah.
yeah.
It sucks because I would like to see. I don't root for injury ever, but I'm not gonna lie. I did want to see Jordan Love play a little bit.
It does kind of suck, and it sucks for us as Packers fans.
Say this is just a wasted year.
Just to kind of see what's upcoming for us, I think. And I love to watch Rodgers play. And yeah, he's had a down year, and I know people's jumped on him like, what's going on, or they've been on the Jordan Love train and hating on Rodgers. But it's like, dude, come on, the guy's been with us forever, and hopefully will retire a Packer whenever that may be. If it's at the end of this year, it'll be sad to see him go, but
It's
excited. Kind of exciting for the Packers fans to kind of see what's upcoming for us.
Well, because they're going to have to decide if they're going to pick up Jordan Love's fifth-year option here pretty soon. So seeing him play this year would have been a really good indicator if they were going to do that. Because next season, I'm pretty sure at the beginning of the year next year, they have to decide if they're going to pick up his fifth-year option or if he's going to become a free agent at the end of the year, which I would assume they'd pick it up, but you never know.
So I think
It would be nice to see him play a little bit.
I just think the perfect situation would have been when Rodgers broke his thumb week 4. He sits right away, lets him get healed, let Jordan Love start. They only won 1 game in that span, or since he's broken his thumb, I believe. Maybe 2 now. I fucking can't remember. But
Well,
just
hindsight is always 2020. And
yeah,
I think everybody in week 4 did not expect the Packers to be 4-8. Let's be honest.
no. But I mean, once he breaks that thumb, he should have just fucking sat the bench, let him heal up. We'd be in probably a better situation than we are now with a healthy GOAT at quarterback. I think it'd be all set.
We think that now, but does anybody think that in week 4?
That's what I'm saying. Do you want?
I mean, when he breaks a thumb, I mean, I think it's just obvious. But I mean, how do you throw a football without a thumb? Like, just take that away, and you're throwing it like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how you fucking do that.
I think he's been playing. I think Rodgers has played his best, at least best 2 games since breaking his thumb.
Yeah.
He hasn't looked great in every game, but he has looked better than he did at the beginning of the year with a broken thumb. So, like, I understand where you're coming from. Like, yeah, you don't want your guy playing with a broken thumb. You have a competent backup, obviously, but, like, he is the back-to-back MVP. He was playing better with a broken thumb for some reason. I don't know how, but he really was. I guess receivers were helping him out too. Romeo Dobbs having a couple good games. Christian Watson was starting to break out. So
yeah. Watson's been a stud.
That's all I wanted to talk about, though. I do not want to bring up the Packers anymore. They're 4-8. They're not making the playoffs. I say we kind of avoid that. I just want to talk about Jordan Love.
I still think it's Jordan Love season, but
I just want to talk about Jordan Love real quick. So
it kind of, like I said, it gives the Packers fans a little bit of excitement for the future. That's pretty much all we really needed to hit on.
And I brought
a game I would like to talk about is you got somewhere.
The Jordan Love jersey is on the Christmas list. This is the only thing on the Christmas list. So be expecting that first episode after Christmas.
Okay. I'm not ordering another Rams jersey until they draft a competent rookie. That's what I've come to. I'm tired of it.
You can just join the Packers bandwagon.
No. Jumping into what I believe was the game of the week between the Raiders and the Seahawks. I think that was an outstanding game. It was a great game for both sides, but especially for Josh Jacobs. He had 300 all-purpose yards, 2 touchdowns, averaged just under 7 yards per carry. Capped it off with an outstanding game-winning walk-off touchdown in overtime. He had an outstanding game. He was hitting holes very, very hard. He was breaking tackles. He has one of the higher broken tackle percentages this year. Like, in a contract season, they didn't pick up his 5th-year option. In a contract season, Josh Jacobs said, you know what? I am just going to go out there and I'm going to ball. And he has been arguably a top 3 running back this year, at least top 5. He has been unreal. He's been great at the passing game, too. Yesterday, he had like 74 receiving yards. I mean, the Raiders have struggled offensively, but having a running back like that can just hit the hole hard, can pick up, 6-7 yards a carry some games, like that has been so huge to their success lately. And back-to-back games, I feel like Josh Jacobs played really, really well, but last game especially, he had an unreal game. Max Crosby, I think, legitimately should be in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation as well. Max Crosby's third in the league in sacks, 10.5, 5th in the league in QB pressures, 1st in tackles for loss, 1st in run stuffs, 2nd in solo tackles. I mean, he is like the only good defensive player on that Raiders team right now. Their secondary has been terrible. Chandler Jones has been not very good, but Max Crosby has just consistently dominated from the edge position, and he has really been the only upside to that Raiders defense. He had another great game on Sunday with 1.5 sacks.
And if you look at the difference between the overall sack leaders on that team, and where Max Crosby is compared to the next highest guy is like a wide margin.
It's unreal. It's really like he has been in a league of his own, and that just makes it way more impressive because his double team rate is high. I actually did not look up his double team rate, but his double team rate is high. He's getting chipped a lot. There's extra eyes on him, yet he's still getting home. He's still getting the quarterback, and he's been one of the best edge rush defenders as well, which is another key part to being an edge rusher. I think a lot of people only look at the sack numbers of the QB pressures, but if you can do both, if you can be an edge rusher and you can have crazy great run defense, like that is going to help out the team tremendously. I truly think Max Crosby is. I wouldn't put him in the top 3 conversation because I think Garrett, Bosa,
Parsons,
TJ Watt, Parsons, like they're kind of in like a league of their own. Yeah, well, I would put Judon in the Max Crosby tier. I would say Max Crosby and Judon are in kind of near the same tier, but I would put like Bosa, Parsons, Watt, and I'm missing one, Garrett, and like the tier 1 of edge rushers. But Max Crosby, I'm telling you, is not far behind them. I would put him right at number 5. And this year, he's arguably played like a top 3 edge rusher. So I really like what I saw to him. And then from the Seahawks side, I think Geno Smith played a rather solid game. He had that one pretty bad pick, but besides that, I think he looked really, really impressive. He made a great throw to Tyler Lockett early in the second half that went for 6. He was efficient throwing the ball again. The only turnover, like I said, he had the pick and a fumble in the game, but it was especially impressive just how the Seahawks offense stayed in the game with how bad the rushing attack was. Kenneth Walker only averaged 1.9 yards per carry on 14 rushing attempts. So the fact that Geno was able to keep him in that game, take it to overtime, I think was pretty impressive. I've liked what I've seen out of Geno so far this year. And like I said, he's been great. He had another great game, especially with the rushing attack being bad. The main issue for me with the Seahawks and why I feel like they've kind of fallen off the past couple weeks is their rushing defense, though. Not even just in this game, but like in general, they're bottom 5 this year in yards per carry, which obviously is a little inflated after last game. You get 229 yards put on your head, but I think it does deserve to be mentioned. They also have the 7th most rushing attempts against them all year, which shows that teams are very confident putting the ball on the ground. They've given up 14 rushing touchdowns, which is 6th most in the league. And this all just points to their weak defensive line. I think in many ways they have no defensive linemen who are even top 15 in run stuffs or tackles for loss. Their defensive line has really been pretty rough outside of Max Crosby, and especially when edge rush. I'm sorry, not Max Crosby. I'm talking about the Seahawks. But especially when Nwosu is what I meant to say. They haven't been getting home as much recently, and Nwosu had a really good start to the year, but he hasn't been getting to the quarterback as much as they would have liked recently. But yeah, so I feel like the rushing attack has to be better. They've fallen out of the playoffs for the first time this year. I think they're 6-5 right now, so they're not technically in the playoffs at this point in time. The 49ers have taken over the division, and I don't feel like they're going to give it back either. And I just don't personally feel like the Seahawks have the horses defensively to get the job done in a playoff game. But I don't know how you guys feel about that.
I think their defense is terrible. I mean, the offense has been more than manageable this year. They've got weapons. They've got a man under center who really have exploded all expectations. Yeah. You got to be proud of what the offense has done, but I don't think anything was really expected out of the defense. But it's something to look forward to for the future, and they have to draft defense. So
they've had a lot of young talent stuff. The Jordan Brooks has been really good. Cody Barton's been pretty good. Nwosu at the beginning of the year. Yeah, well, obviously Tariq Woolen and Kobe Bryant too, but Nwosu, I remember, was like, I want to say he had like 5 sacks the first like 5 or 6 games. Like he was really, really good. A young edge rusher. He looked like he was going to be taking a step up this year. So he's kind of fallen off in recent weeks, but like they have young talent there that they can build around. And I think this is definitely, they're kind of like the Giants to me. They're a team that weren't expected to be here. They're kind of starting to fall off a cliff. I don't think either of them are actually going to make any playoff pushes. But it's definitely a step in the right direction. It makes you feel good about their rebuild. At least it makes, you can see the talent there. You can see some things starting to form. It looks like they have their franchise quarterback, hopefully for the next 2 or 3 years. They have a great receiving core. They have a great rookie running back. They added Charles Cross, obviously, who's been decent this year. So they're taking steps in the right direction, but they definitely need to add to the defense. I completely agree.
It's that defense wins championships, and on Madden, I don't know what their overall is, but it's probably like a 69, just because it's a good number.
I wouldn't say it's that low, but
dude,
yeah,
it's not very good.
They have not been great.
And going back to Josh Jacobs, because for some reason I was like spacing out during the whole conversation, but yeah. I mean he leads the league in rushing yards now, past King Henry, past forgot the Barkley, he was up there. Yeah, Barkley, Chubb. I mean, that dude's gonna get a girthy paycheck, and you want to know what he's gonna do? he's gonna fall off a cliff like the.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Like
Like,
every
I
other
feel,
running back.
Yeah.
every time I feel like that running backs get big money, they either just don't perform well or
I feel like
they get
anybody.
Get
injuries.
hurt. Yeah.
They
I
just
feel
get
like
crazy
anybody.
injuries. Like Saquon, he's finally starting to like really kind of break out again. But after he got his contract, he was getting hurt back and forth. He had a really down year last year. So it's like seeing him do well is great, but it just seems like every time a running back gets paid, shit goes downhill.
I think that's
So
just anybody though. I mean, Rodgers gets a lot of money. He breaks his thumb, has a oblique issue. Russell
it's
Wilson,
definitely not everybody.
Age comes with that too, though.
Age,
Russell
yeah, but it's
fucking
definitely
Wilson.
not everybody. I mean, Pat Mahomes just got paid, and he is playing like an MVP right now.
But
So
Russell
We'll see.
Wilson.
Tyreek Hill,
We'll
Tyreek
see
Hill
what
just got
happens after
paid.
Lamar gets paid.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill just got paid. He's playing like an offensive player of the year. It depends on the player, but you're right. A lot of the times guys get paid, and it just seems like a bad decision in the end, especially for positions that aren't like exactly of need, like running backs and stuff. But yeah. I would like to take a look back at kind of the NFC contenders again, because I feel like they've changed a little bit in recent weeks, or kind of like my opinions on them have changed in recent weeks a little bit. The main thing that I fear as a Rams fan is the 49ers defense is a little too much for any team to handle. I mean, Nick Bosa is playing at an all-pro level. Fred Warner, in my opinion, is still probably the best middle linebacker in the league. Dre Greenlaw, when healthy, has played great. Talanoa Hufanga had taken a huge step this year, had a great breakout year. And the only really fear for this defense for myself is their ability to cover teams with more than one great pass catcher. They're going to need Charvarius Ward to step up. He's been really interesting to me. He hasn't allowed a great catch rate or anything like inside 10 yards and 15 yards, and efficiently, he's been one of the better corners in the NFC. But he has allowed way too many big plays over the top and just kind of has a tendency to get beat there. And especially with Jason Verrett and Mosley both on the IR, I think the depth pieces need to step up big time to stop heavy passing attacks like they faced on Sunday in the Dolphins. Like, that's a really interesting game to look at. You're going to see just how much horses the 49ers defense has. Their corner and their secondary are good enough to play at the highest level, because that's kind of their main concern. And then obviously if their offense is going to keep playing at the level they are, if Jimmy Garoppolo can keep being a consistent guy for them, and if he can, I think the sky is the limit for the 49ers. I think they have a really, really good team. They have a great rushing attack with Christian McCaffrey, but I did see somebody that Elijah Mitchell is going to be out 6 to 8 weeks or so. So without Jeff Wilson, without Elijah Mitchell, you're going to be relying a lot on CMC, and CMC is probably the most injury-prone running back in the league, maybe the most injury-prone player in the league. So that's definitely not good for them. But like I said, their defense is unreal. I think the 49ers are one of the more scary teams in the NFL. I don't know how you guys feel about them.
I'd agree. I believe they were in my Super Bowl prediction. I literally can't remember if I
They
had
were
them
in
or the
mine as well.
Cowboys.
The Cowboys were mine, and I have something to say about them later. But
I
I
had the 49ers.
I can't remember if it was 49ers or Cowboys, but I know I had the 49ers and Cowboys in the NFC Championship. And I would like to. It looks like the Vikings are taking over the Cowboys spot, in my opinion. Vikings have looked amazing. Cowboys have looked.
you mean the team that lost 40-3 to the Cowboys like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
That team is taking over the Cowboys. Okay.
Off. They just took an off week.
I just wanted to ask. Thought I should ask.
I don't know. I feel like the Vikings are so boomer bust, and actually no, that would put Kirk Cousins in prime time. Never mind. I take it back.
Hey, he won a primetime game.
He
won
did.
on Thanksgiving. He did. And Kevin O'Connell made it very clear. That's why I love Kevin O'Connell.
But he had to give it up. He had to lose by fucking, what was it, 37 to do it?
Yeah.
I mean, he was just prepping and got a shit game out of the way and then fucking did that. But
I mean, I don't know if there's a single quarterback in the league that's more prone to dog shit games than Kirk Cousins, though.
yeah,
He can be so good, but
I mean,
the team is very good. They're a very solid team. They have one of the best passing attacks in the league. Dalvin Cook's great, but
if they had
TJ
Jordan
Hawkinson's
Love,
awesome, but
they would be my favorite to win the Super Bowl.
Patrick Peterson is also still really, really good. Like, I don't know what it is. He is like the number one corner on that team. He is unbelievable, man. He saved their secondary, because, I mean, outside of him, Cam Dantzler's all right, but like Patrick Peterson has played at an elite level this season, so that's been huge for the Vikings. Yeah, the next team, obviously the Eagles. I still feel like they're the most complete team in the NFL. There seems to have like no flaws offensively. Jalen Hurts, hate it or not, has played extremely well. He hasn't really stopped all season long.
the offensive line is just crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Their rushing attack has been surprisingly great over this recent stretch. I don't know why it's surprising, because their offensive line, Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, Jason Kelsey, just unbelievable. There's no reason that rushing attack shouldn't be good no matter who you put between the tackles. They're probably the best O-line in the league, like I said, and I think I still like the Cowboys in like a win or go home playoff situation, but we'll
It's
have to
hard
see
for
later.
me to say that, I think.
For me, I just really like the Cowboys defense a little bit more. I think they have the better high-end talent. I think they have the better, I don't know. I also still trust Dak Prescott a little bit more than Jalen Hurts. I trust their passing attack a little bit more, but it will be a very, very good game. Me personally, I
Dak's
just
been
like the
turning the
Cowboys more.
football over.
I think the Cowboys are more prone to blow out teams than the Eagles are. And so that's what I like. I like seeing early in the year. I just like seeing the Cowboys absolutely pound teams. It shows that they can. And beating the Vikings 40-3, like they did not do anything wrong that entire game. Micah Parsons had a great game. The entire defense played unreal. DeMarcus Lawrence played great. Trayvon Diggs is starting to turn into like a lockdown corner. Like to me, Trayvon Diggs, like last year, obviously there was a lot of on him, like getting beat down the field. Like, yeah, he had the picks, but he was getting beat a lot. He wasn't a very good man-to-man corner. But this year, he has put those narratives to rest. He has been unreal.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons is like the depoy candidate. Like, I don't know. I just feel like their team is so complete. They have such a complete, great team, and I feel like they are primed to make a great playoff run this year, and that's why I had them in the Super Bowl for me a couple weeks ago, and that is only aging well, in my opinion.
Packers beat
Their
them.
coaching scares me.
It does. Kellen Moore is still, the jury's still out on him if he's like truly a good offensive coordinator or not. But I don't think Mike McCarthy's like a super great head coach. I don't think he's as bad as some people make him seem. Some people make him seem like he's like an absolute idiot and knows like nothing about what he's talking about. But he consistently coaches really, really good Cowboys teams. So and consistently coached really, really good Packers teams for a while. So I think he's better than a lot of people give him credit for. But he's definitely not like a top 10 NFL head coach. But
You might
yeah.
be in top 10 largest. That's for
I mean,
sure.
the Cowboys are good, but that team just screams like choking in the playoffs again.
I mean, fair, but like, I don't know. I think they have a prime number one receiver now. I think CeeDee Lamb in the past couple weeks has definitely solidified himself as a top wide receiver in the league. I mean, he has been outstanding this whole year. He's been really, really solid. And if OBJ signs the team, which it's more and more looking likely, like OBJ is going to be a Cowboy at some point this year, that would only add their passing attack. I think Zeke has looked better in the past couple weeks.
Pollard's been good.
Yeah, Pollard's been a great out of the passing game. Like I don't know, man. I think their defense is right up there with the 49ers, and their offense is very high powered. They've had a good rushing attack. Their offensive line is decent. Like, are they a better, more complete team than the Eagles? No, but I think the high end talent is good enough to where in a one game winner go home situation, I would take the Cowboys personally. But that's up for debate.
It's tough to say, I think. Like, there's no doubt about it. The Cowboys are a great team, but I mean, when it comes down to them playing like other crazy talented teams, I like the 49ers or the Eagles. Like it's going to be a tough matchup. I mean, yeah, they blew the Vikings out, but if it's a playoff game, I don't think those are going to be the results.
Fine. I can totally see that. I like they are prone to blowing early playoff losses. They are. That's what they do. But man, I don't know. This just seems like a year for me that the Cowboys are at least going to make an NFC Championship game. But I predict them to be in the Super Bowl. I do.
Which is also very hard to disagree with.
Yeah. Moving on to me, the Vikings are pretty clearly the number 4 contender right now. Record-wise, they should be the number 2 or the number 3, but I just don't think they're as good as the Niners, the Cowboys, or the Eagles. Mostly just because I feel like all of their wins have come by such a close margin. Like, yes, I like seeing them being able to win close games, but early on in the season, I would really like them to just beat a team down. Like, just beat a football team. You know what I mean? And I feel like recently they've just been playing so many close games. They've been getting blown out or getting super, super marginal victories to not very solid teams. And like, I just want to see them blow out a team. I really do. I want to see their offense really have an unbelievable game. They've proven they can beat the Bills, but they also proved they're going to get smoked by the Cowboys. So it's like, I don't know how to feel about them. They're so prone to really, really bad games. And I just don't trust their defense as much as I trust the Niners and the Cowboys and even the Eagles. Like, they're pretty clearly a 4th contender for me, but that does not mean I feel like they're a bad team. They're a good team. They have a good defense. They have a great passing attack, but I just don't see them as high powered as the other 3.
And that's the thing I want to touch on. Hearing the Vikings like be the 4th contender is just like, it blows my mind. But you look at it, you're like, in kind of a bad way. Like it doesn't like neither, I guess. Just kind of like hearing it is like, wow, like the fourth contender. But it's like, are they as good as the Cowboys, or are they as good as the Eagles and the 49ers? They're not. I don't
I
think
would
that
say
they
no.
are. So
I
I
would
agree.
definitely say no.
I agree with the fourth contender, with them being the fourth contender. While they are still a very good team and could beat those teams ahead of them, to say that they right now are better than either of those other three teams mentioned, you can't. But hearing the Vikings being the fourth contender is kind of crazy to me.
It is.
I would agree. Yeah.
So for the first 5 weeks of the season, thought out to be the NFC being super weak, and they
is,
turned
yes.
it around. And
That's what I also
now
want to
they're
touch
kinda
on.
crazy.
To
Yeah.
me, like people were expecting the AFC to be like super, super competitive and like super, super high powered. The script's almost flipped. Like now we're seeing NFC teams like the Eagles obviously break out, and the Niners look really, really good right now, and the Cowboys look amazing. Like the NFC races look even a lot more competitive and a lot more exciting than the AFC has been, and which is like really surprising. That's not what it was supposed to be. You know what I mean? That's like coming into the year, people thought the Chargers were obviously going to be really, really good. Obviously, they have some injuries, but the Bills are supposed to be really, really good, which they are. But still, they're dealing with injuries. Von Miller might be out the rest of the year. Like,
Which hurts them big time.
so good, so much. Like that's what I wanted to move into was the kind of AFC contenders, and why I think the Bills are not even going to make the NFC Championship game this year. Like I
No.
don't think the Bills will win a playoff game, a serious playoff game without Von Miller. They've proven last year they cannot win a playoff game against a really, really good team because they just do not have the pass rushers for it. They don't. They added Von Miller because Boogie Basham and Greg Rousseau did not have the horses to get to the quarterback at an elite rate and get Mahomes and get Herbert and get all these top tier quarterbacks, make them feel unable to stay in the pocket, make them get outside the pocket, play out of structure. They didn't have a guy that could do that. So they went out and got Von Miller, and what did they do? They dominated to start the year. Von Miller was playing like a defensive player of the year candidate. He looked really, really good. The rest of the defense was thriving off of it because he was getting the quarterback at such an elite rate. Even the secondary without Tre'Davious White looked really, really good because Von Miller was disrupting the pass so much. And without him, this defense is going to look so much different. They still have Ed Oliver. They still have Jordan Phillips. Trey White's back. He's not playing as much, but Trey White's back. Teron Johnson's looked really, really good. Matt Milano obviously looks really, really good. But without that elite pass rusher, I don't trust them to make a deep playoff run at all. I don't care how good Josh Allen is. I don't care how good Stephon Diggs is. I just don't trust it. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I think they have moved down my contender list a lot since all the injuries. Hunter's having some technical difficulties, but
Yeah, I really don't know what the hell he's doing.
All right, back.
For a little bit, I was just kind of watching him, moving my head with him. I don't know if you saw me, but AFC wise, no, I would definitely take the Bills out. The Chiefs just look better every week, I feel like, but I still don't want to put. They were in my AFC Championship, but just because I'm a
can't go
fun
back on it now.
no,
Can't go back on it now.
just because I'm a fun guy though, I think the Bengals are going to be there instead.
That's the next team I want to talk about.
Bengals
I mean, the
and
Bengals.
Dolphins.
Talk about a complete team. DJ Reader comes back and their run defense looks really, really good. They have obviously without Chidobe Awuzie, that's going to be tough. I think that loss is going to be really, really tough. I'd like to see them face a team like the Chiefs or like I'd like to see them face a team like the Chiefs, the Chargers, like a really good passing attack. But
Jamar Chase.
That's what I'm saying. Offensively, they proved last year that they can win with kind of a mediocre defense, like kind of a middle of the pack defense with not super like high level names, but like man, they still have guys. Like they still have Hendrickson. They still have guys that can get to the quarterback. And obviously the passing attack, even without Jamar Chase, has not slowed down at all. T. Higgins has looked really, really good. Tyler Boyd has looked good. The rushing attack, even without Joe Mixon, has looked really, really good. And Joe Mixon should be back next week. Like offensively, man, this offensive line is starting to look better. Lael Collins has looked good in the past couple of weeks. Like I'm telling you what, a repeat AFC championship between the Chiefs and Bengals is like looking more and more likely every single week. Like I think the Bengals have actually taken over the AFC North again, right?
No, Ravens are still ahead of them. They have the same win percentage, but I think they have better division.
But still, like I definitely like the Bengals right now. I think it's sustainable too. I think their passing attack is definitely sustainable, especially when a guy like Jamar Chase comes back. Like I really like their chances. I really like their chances. I do. But
I'm a big Shiesty fan.
One team above them, and that's Dolphins.
Yes, dude. I
would still put the Dolphins above them. And it's close. It really is. It's close. but I like the addition of Bradley Chubb. I think he's going to start breaking out here in the next couple weeks, and I just like their defense more. I like their offensive attack more. Their rushing game with Jeff Wilson's probably going to look a lot better than the Bengals might. I don't know. It's really, really close. I think the Dolphins are good. I think the Bengals are good. I would love to see them go head to head, but I just like Dolphins passing attack a little bit more. Not much, but I think Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, like when they're both on the field, there's not a better wide receiving duo than that in the entire league. I think the Dolphins have had a pretty solid offensive line this year. Their secondary looks pretty solid. Yeah, Jerome Baker's looked good. Like I think when Bradley Chubb gets more involved in the defense a little bit, gets a little bit more used to the system, I think he's going to be a great addition. And like I said, in my opinion, to win in the AFC, you at least have to have one really, really solid pass rusher, and the Dolphins have that, and the Bills don't. So
Yeah, well,
Even just
I don't know.
talking about it, the AFC is nowhere near as exciting as the NFC.
It's not.
my
And I
two
thought-
favorite non-Packer teams though are in the AFC. Bengals, I love the Bengals, and Dolphins. They're definitely my number 2 team right now. I love Tua. I almost said something so sus there. That would have been
Well.
really bad. But Tua's my fucking dude. I love Tua. Even when he was drafted, I was like, dude, that dude has the dopest name I've ever seen. He looks like a stud.
Say it. Say his name.
Turtleview? Tua Turtleview?
Well,
Togo Valvigo?
I love his name, but it's Tunga Vailoa.
It's so
You can't even
cool.
say it.
Tunga Volva.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Don't worry, I can't say Michaela's cousin's name, and she's in a movie. So we're talking about like, yeah, did you see her movie? Yeah, I saw Keila. That's not her name. It's Keila. But I was throwing extra L in there. I should have been in fucking speech class. I have an impediment. But no, the Dolphins, I love them. That's why I was so happy when you said them.
Yeah.
I think I have Dolphins Super Bowl. I think that was my
Wow.
prediction. I think that was my prediction though.
It's hard to bet against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
It is
In a
but
one-game
the
playoff,
Dolphins.
I trust no other team more than the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to like stomp their way to the Super Bowl. Honestly,
They could,
at this
but
point.
you
They
can't
look
stop
so
to a
good.
turtle view.
That's why the not that exciting.
They look so good, dude. Like it's just so crazy to me that their passing game is not even taking a step back after losing Tyreek Hill. To me,
And the
it's
wide
just
receivers are nothing crazy at this point. So
like
I'm-
he's making Justin Watson. Justin Watson was like a bench warmer for the first 3 years of his career, and now he's like the number 2 leading receiver on the Chiefs right now. It's unreal how he can just turn everyday regular wide receivers into just studs. Like even McCole Hardman. McCole Hardman in any Reid system is like a really solid wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 option. In any other system, he would not be that. It's just Andy Reid can scheme him open so well. Patrick Mahomes makes him look so good.
I think
It's
Mahomes
unreal,
is definitely the next Aaron Rodgers.
with their wide receiver room being so injured, their offense hasn't taken any step backs.
It's unreal.
McCole Hardman's been out for the past few weeks and's on the IR. Kadarius Toney's out. I mean,
And I've just never seen a team. I know people say this about Brady. Like, I've never seen a team where I feel confident with 45 seconds left, down by 3, that they're going to win the game. The Chiefs are the only team I feel that way about. Like, if you give the Chiefs the football any time on the clock, even if they have no timeouts, they're favored, in my opinion. Like, they are favored to win. And that's unbelievable to me. It's
You know-
unbelievable.
why wouldn't OBJ go to the Chiefs?
I've seen that thrown around, and a lot of people think that because he'd be the number 1 receiver. Like, he'd kind of go in there and be the number 1 receiver. I just don't think OBJ really cares. I think he wants to go to a big name team, which obviously the Chiefs are kind of a big name, but he wants to go to Jerry's. He wants to go to Jerry's world, dude. He wants to play for the Cowboys. He wants to play for like somebody he knows. Like, I don't know what it is about him. The Chiefs were never all really on his radar, I don't
No.
think, and I don't really
No.
know why.
I will tell you why.
I can't really give you an answer for that.
I have 100% answer. Why would you want to play on the same team? Like, just imagine, it's okay, you're playing football. 3 seconds left, you look to your left, and you see Jackson Mahomes doing some fucking TikTok dance on the sideline. Not a fucking chance.
You're
I'd
right.
be pissed off.
You're
No,
right.
no way.
I don't think that went into it.
I think that is OBJ's exact thought.
I think that's probably all of it. Yep. You're
Yeah.
right.
I know I am. I couldn't imagine it. You're literally down by 3, 20 seconds left. Jackson Mahomes working on his OnlyFans up in the fucking locker room or whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
Does he have an OnlyFans now?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I
Parker
didn't know
would
that.
know.
It came up on my
Parker-
Snapchat. He was on my
Parker would
Snapchat
know that.
recommended. I was fucking clicking through it. It said, sign up to see my spicy pics. I was like, no fucking way. So yeah, I think fucking AB heard that,
Jesus.
or not AB, fucking OBJ heard that. He was like, yeah, I'm not going there. Antonio Brown, that's his fucking area. I can see AB going there for that. Maybe he'll do a fucking OnlyFans, what's it called? OnlyFans feature. But OBJ, not a chance. And I drink a whole
I
bottle.
think we can jump in
Popo.
to the Zach Wilson benching. I don't know if you guys have much to say about that, but me and
Mike White
Hunter
will-
actually watched that game.
And
Mike
Zach
White looked
Wilson-
really good.
And Zach Wilson's done.
The
Yeah.
thing with Mike White is just what happened last year. Mike White came in through for 400 yards against the Bengals last year, and everyone was saying Mike White's the dude. Mike White should start over Zach Wilson, and then Mike White came out the next game and threw for like 100 yards and 3 picks, and it was like really bad. So through one game, he did look good. He didn't make any many throws where I was like, wow, that's like an elite arm talent type of throw. He
He's the
wasn't really
next
throwing on the
Kirk
run at all. But
I would
he was
agree.
playing in structure really, really well. That one ball he threw to Garrett Wilson on, I believe it was Garrett Wilson's second touchdown, was in traffic. It was a nice ball. So, and he looked like he was controlling the offense. He wasn't turning the football over. The offense was moving better down the field with him in there. The run game looked better with him in there. I don't know what it was, but the team rallied around Mike White. Mike White played an outstanding game, and the starting job is his until further notice, obviously.
Oh no.
And it's just crazy how bad Zach Wilson was in the amount of starts. He was 33rd in accuracy rating. He's not even a top 32 quarterback in accuracy rating. That is out of this world bad. Like he's number 28th in clean pocket completion percentage. 28th, even in a clean pot. Like his main thing was like, oh, I'm getting pressured too much. Maybe he's not good under pressure. He's 28th in clean pocket passing percentage and number 5 in protection rate. They're not getting to him. He just moves out of the pocket without any pressure on him. His first move is to always get outside of the pocket and try to make something happen out of structure, even though he can't do that. He can't make throws on the run. He's not accurate. He's like the worst decision maker in the NFL. But yet still some team is going to trade for him this offseason. I guarantee it. He will be.
Robert Saleh owed it to his defense to bench Zach Wilson this week.
He did.
So,
He definitely did.
Regardless
with how good Sauce and John Franklin Myers and Quentin Williams, how good that defense has been. Like,
It's not his
my
fault.
God, they had to make a change. Absolutely had to make a change.
It's not his fault though. No need to apologize. He
No,
fucks
for real.
moms.
That press conference pissed me off.
So he fucks moms.
Some people were blowing that press conference out of proportion. Like some people were saying, like that's the worst interview ever, and like, oh, this guy's an asshole, blah blah. I wouldn't go that far, but then some people were saying like it's just an interview. Why are you so worried about it? Like, dude, for you to come out as the starting quarterback, second year as a starting quarterback, you put up 3 points and negative 21 yards in the second half, and they ask you if you feel like you let your defense down, and your only answer is no. That's a childish answer, dodging responsibility. I hate that. Any elite quarterback in this league would have said, yes, we definitely let our defense down. I have to play better. I have to look in the mirror, tell myself, am I good? Do I suck? Like, I need to fix something. And he just says no. Like, I understand that people shouldn't take like all these interviews like directly to heart, but that's terrible to not take any responsibility whatsoever that had to piss off his defense. If I'm his defense after that game, you get 3 points, you lose, and your quarterback says you have nothing. He has nothing to do with it. That was not his fault at all. I would be fucking pissed. So,
he's young,
a change had to be made.
Hasn't had much time in front of the media. He was mad. He probably just didn't know what to say, but it's like you can't say no in that situation. You don't necessarily have to answer the question, but you have to give a response that.
And after playing as terrible as he has, like to just come out and not take any responsibility for anything is just crazy to me, man. You're a starting quarterback in the NFL. Like you at least have to come out and take some sort of responsibility for your terrible play because he has been the worst quarterback in football this year.
So, on that 2K thing, after he answers that, literally fans team minus 50% fucking chemistry. That's not how you be the GOAT.
It's
That's how you get traded.
Man. It's so crazy to me.
It's like one of them things in Madden after the press conference. It's like -5 morale, but it's like -4.
Oh, when I say it, I'm a fucking idiot, but Hunter fucking echo. Jeez.
Said what?
I just
Said
said
what?
the exact same thing.
Oh, I didn't even hear you say that.
Well, it's similar, but I said Madden.
I said 2K. Everybody, I think more. I think more people play 2K my career.
Yes, probably.
So I was going on like a relation standpoint, but I get your thing, football. But I was trying to be more relatable. I understand though.
Well, it got to our basketball heads and our football heads then. So
Well, I'm more of a basketball guy. So I got a basketball hoop right there.
I do not.
Should I do a shot real quick?
Go for it.
What if we need a challenge on it? If I make it, what happens?
You get the first pick in the jersey draft.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want the first pick. Can I have the first pick next week when we do the artist thing?
No, this week.
No, I want
Yeah.
the first pick of the artist.
If you make this, you get to pick what pick you get.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
I don't
Yay.
fucking miss.
That was the most exciting part I'll ever see on this podcast.
Dude, you want to see? I'll keep going. I bet I can make 10
The
in a row.
anticipation is
All right,
crazy.
All right.
Yeah, I would say we can probably hop into our jersey draft because my computer is also about to die. It's about 10%. So
Jesus.
go ahead and jump into that.
All right. Well, I'll pull up the good old thing. Look at my first draft pick. I know Hunter's first pick. I think we both know Hunter's first pick, Johnny. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's gonna be the Jets, but that's not a good pick.
It's not. It's not.
I was thinking Commanders.
I did a tier list with the jerseys, and let's just say the Jets are in the C tier for me. For all 32 teams, that's where I got them.
All right.
Actually, after thinking about it and going through the teams, I don't have the Jets quite that high, but I do think they're
Good.
good.
Then
I have them in
horrible
the C
opinion.
tier.
All right. I'll just take the first pick, I suppose.
That's fine. We'll
first
just do it. So
pick-
we go me second, Hunter third again.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because I went first last time, so yeah.
that works.
All right. First pick. I've talked about him quite a bit on this episode. I love the light blue with the orange. I'll take the Dolphins.
Okay.
They're in my S tier. They were in my S tier, so that was gonna be one of my first picks. But now that I have second, I have a decision to make between two uniforms.
I know one of them.
But I think they're both. I have 3 S tier jerseys on this tier list, and I am going to take the jersey I think is the best in the league. The powder blue, in my opinion, is the best uniform in the league. They have that navy bluish with the gold on there too. That's just so fire. I think every single uniform they have is really, really good. I'm gonna take the Chargers. My fellow LA team.
I'm not a
I think
big.
they have the best.
I'm not a big Chargers fucking jersey guy.
That's
I was looking at them.
because I think
I
they
had
have the
them-
best uniforms in football.
I
Like
had
not
them
even
third.
close.
I had them third.
I had
think
them
they have
on
the
my
best uniforms
list,
in
but they
football.
were pretty low.
Well,
I
and then that
love
leaves
Chargers uniforms.
literally one team left to go in the first round, and that's the Bengals.
Okay,
Yep,
I was
that's my last
thinking
tier
that
team.
was it. That was definitely my 2 pick.
That's my other S tier team. So yeah,
And
Valid.
then if I start the second round, I am going to steal this one from Johnny and go with the Rams.
really.
I don't like
Yeah.
those.
I did not think they
Ew.
would. I was gonna take them in like the fourth because I actually am a fan of the Rams jerseys. I know a lot of people don't love the Rams rebuild. Or rebrand. I kind of like it. I think their jerseys are kind of nice, but outside of the bone uniform, I don't love the bone uniform. But if they went like to the
No.
full
like-
whites, if they went fully to the whites and got like a yellow alternate, I think that'd be really cool. But I do like the
Their
Rams
helmets
uniforms.
are good.
They have the best
their-
helmets in
their
football. That's
logo's
what
good,
holds it up. They have the
so-
best helmets in football. So yeah, I mean, valid pick. I just didn't expect them to go this high. With my second pick, I'm between 2 teams. I'm gonna take kind of an underrated team. I like the Lions uniforms a lot. I'm taking the Lions.
That was my next pick actually.
Was it really? Because I think a lot
was.
of people. I never hear a lot of people bring up the Lions when they talk about like the best uniforms. I think they have elite uniforms. I love them so much, especially those gray ones they wore on Thanksgiving. Those are so nice. I love the Lions uniforms. I'm taking them too.
All right. This team, I don't know a lot of jerseys, so I just did a quick Google search and scrolled through them. This team is up there. I feel like they're very hated, but I'm a big Raptors fan. Red and black, that's just kind of natural for me to like. I'll take the Falcons.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
I loved them. I love them.
I'm glad you took them because they
They
were
wouldn't
on
have
my
gone.
top.
They were not on my list. I'll tell you
I
that much.
love the Falcon. Oh, they're beautiful.
They were not on my list.
I like them. Say,
All right, you go.
Um,
You got the next.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm not
You
big
can
on
have
this
it.
whole uniform thing, but here's probably another red and black team I probably should have taken before that, but they just happen to be first on my list. I'll take the Cardinals.
Those are the worst uniforms in football.
I love the Cardinals, dude. I'm telling you, I don't know shit about
Parker,
uniforms.
I'm telling you right now, you're losing this draft. I'm just gonna tell you that right now.
I
That's
don't know who's good and who's bad.
your first pick with. Well, it's just all. But what do you mean? You can just look at the uniforms and tell which the
I
Cardinals are
like
so
red
boring.
and black.
The Cardinals uniforms are so boring though. Those white helmets are disgusting. They're not good.
Now I gotta relook at them.
All right, Johnny.
All right. With my third pick, I'm going to take the Eagles. I think the Eagles have the second best helmet in football behind the Rams, and I really like their blackout uniform. I think they have a solid little Kelly green. So yeah,
Wait.
I'm going to take them third overall.
People don't like the Cardinals uniform. I'm looking at them right now. I think they're fucking
No.
beautiful.
Those white helmets are gross.
I think they're
I hate
beautiful.
their white helmets.
They're black
All right.
unis with the
All right, Eagles are
So-
gone.
No,
I
they're
got
black
back-to-back.
unis and black helmets are fire. But go on.
Yeah, but that's like their only good uniform, and they wear it like once a year.
But it's beautiful.
You can't judge it just off that.
I'm judging just
All right,
off that.
So, do I have 3 more picks, and these here are 2 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
4. Yeah, 3.
You have back to back.
All right, the next 2 I am going to go with the Vikings
Good pick.
and the Broncos.
That's fair. I'm not a huge fan of the Broncos uniforms.
I like the orange
But-
and the old style helmets too. I know.
See, that's the thing. I don't like their new
horrible.
helmets. I love their old helmets. I wish they would go back to those full time. But
Oh.
that's not a bad pick at all.
I
I've gone with a lot of like newer looking uniforms, and I'm gonna go with a throwback that I really, really like that has just never really changed. I'm going with the Packers. I think the Packers have beautiful uniforms. I'm gonna take them in
they-
the 4th round.
they
Yeah,
were
I love the
indeed
Packers uniforms.
my next pick.
Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna steal them.
That
I'm gonna steal them from the
means
2 Packers fans.
that means I will probably give another shitty opinion, but I really don't
There's
see
a lot of good teams left. There's a lot of good teams left. I have like 4 that I could choose from.
There could be, but I'm gonna go with the Saints.
Yeah, good choice.
I like that.
Okay.
I like
Those
that.
were on my list.
And then every single
Last
website I
pick.
went to, just because it's already in the fucking books, I'm chalked. Every single website I went to ranked these last. Do you guys have a guess on who it is?
The Giants. The Giants.
Yeah.
No, it's not the Giants.
It's not.
I don't like blue. I'm not a big blue guy.
The Colts.
Yeah.
I just said I'm not a big blue guy.
I thought that's what you meant, like they were last because you don't like blue.
No.
Oh, okay. My last guess before you tell us, I'm gonna say the Seahawks.
Blue once again. No. The Jaguars.
Yeah, fair.
Like
Those
So
aren't great.
I'm taking the Jags.
Okay, well, you solidify last place for yourself, then I guess. I
Let's
don't,
take
goes
last.
again.
I
No,
don't know
I
what your
don't. I'm
plan.
done.
Okay.
I don't know what your plan is there. I am between 2 teams right now. Hunter, you took the Vikings, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I am going to go with the Ravens. I think the Ravens have pretty beautiful uniforms. All purple uniforms are usually very, very good, so I'm going to go with them.
Look. Okay, with my final pick, I think there are a lot of still good ones on the board. But for me, the only reason I'm going to take this one, and I think there might be some that are overall better, but for the past like 3 Sundays, every time their game has been on, us 3 have discussed how good their jerseys look. I am taking the Browns.
Yeah, fair. Their alternate uniform is really, really nice. The one that's like all brown with the orange lettering.
It's so clean on the field.
It's really, really nice. And I know it's plain, but they're orange. They're all orange helmets. There's something about it. It just
and
looks
the orange
nice.
numbers just pops.
It just, yeah. And even their home and aways, I like them. I personally probably would have gone with the Chiefs if I had your pick, but
My
yeah.
remaining list was Jets, Bills, Bucks, 49ers, Chiefs.
Yeah. I had the Bills on mine too.
I had the Panthers.
I don't know, man. I got the Chargers, the Lions, the Eagles, the Ravens, the Packers. Like, I think I may have won the draft.
I think Johnny
like
wins.
that a lot.
But
I
I
like
mean,
that a lot.
I still think the Falcons unis are fire.
I don't know. I'm
I'm
close.
not a huge fan of them. That's
But
not
yeah,
your worst
I
pick. That's
tried.
not your worst pick of the draft by any means. But the Cardinals were the worst picker. Me and Hunter have talked about this for like the past 2 weeks, how ugly the Cardinals uniforms are.
I
And
like
then you
'em.
said Cardinals. And all of a sudden I just see Hunter's face. He's like, what?
Literally, what I'm looking at right now is all red and black. And I think Johnny's computer died, Hunter.
All right.
Well, that's the end of the episode. 50-minute, kind of a short one, but that's all right. Johnny's frozen up there. You guys can make fun of him in the comments. Have any ideas for us to discuss? Tell us in the comments. You want to tell us we look ugly? Tell us in the comments. He's glitching out. Oh, what the fuck? It didn't die. Now he's muted. So I'm just gonna continue with the outro. Make sure you leave a like, do whatever, leave a sub. We're nobodies, make us somebodies. I think that's all we gotta say. Peace out.